If it hasn't happened yet, you should probably figure out how to make your profit and loss statement your very best friend as a new business owner. It can be so important for you to understand how to read a P&L or a profit and loss statement. And so today we're going to walk through that. Happy Monday. It is Money Monday is here yet again at the Business of Apparel with me. I am your host, Rachel Erickson. Welcome to this week's new topic, which we're going to talk about profit and loss statements. Now, this is going to be a short episode. I can tell you that right now because there's not a ton to tell you. The gist of it is you need to understand what you're spending versus what you're making every single month. Super simple, right? What is your profit every single month? What are your losses every single month? How do you stack those up against each other so that you know where you're bleeding money, where you're spending too much money, where your biggest sales are coming in? It is a spreadsheet that you want to maintain for your company that is going to get down to the every single penny that you are making and spending. Now, we have a profit and loss statement that is built into our apparel industry business planning course. If you are interested in getting your hands on a template that you can use to actually build out your profit and loss. Now, there are so many different ways, though, to actually create the template that you want to use for a profit and loss statement. You do not need to go over and buy our business course. If you do want to and you want to explore it, it's only $99. You get a full business planning template. You get a cash flow template, a startup expenses template. You get a P&L template. I think there's something else in there. And it's actually going to walk you through the process of building your business plan so that you know what it looks like to be marketing, to be starting expenses for your business, to be planning inventory for your business. It's all built around building an apparel business, though, not just a generic business. $99, you can go to thebusinessofapparel.com/shop, and it will be right in there for you. If you also want to join the board or join our library membership, you get that class for free. You get that entire course for free, all the templates, all the everything. It all comes for free if you join one of our memberships. We would love to have you on the inside. Okay. So the thing about a profit and loss, if you just set up a simple Excel file or a simple Google Sheets file, what you want to do, and this is how I like to do it. So I'll set up rows based on standard expenses that I have every single month, right? Like I pay for QuickBooks, I pay for Adobe Creative Cloud, I pay for my team. So every single team member goes on a horizontal row in that Excel spreadsheet. What else do I pay for? I pay for Active Campaign. I pay for Riverside here. This is an annual expense, so I know what month that's going to fall into. Okay, so then in the columns is like January, February, March, April, May, June. It's every single month, right? So at the end of every month, I go through my profit and loss statement. And in that horizontal line, let's say for our lead product developer, Jessica, exactly how much did I pay her down to the penny this month based on the number of hours that she worked? That goes into that box, right, for that month. What exactly did I pay for Adobe Creative Cloud this month? What exactly did I pay for Active Campaign? What exactly did I pay myself if I paid myself anything? Okay, so that's the expenses part, right? You are going to put some formulas then into your worksheet to add all of that up so you can see exactly what your expenses are. Not super complicated, right? This is something that a lot of us can do. Again, if you don't feel like you can do it, you can come get ours. All the formulas are already in there for you. We make it super simple. Then what you also want to do is be capturing what you are making every month. So if you're selling on Shopify, what were your total Shopify sales? And this gets a little bit tricky. So when you are paying fees or you're paying credit card fees or you have some sort of, like, for example, when we sell on Kajabi, Kajabi takes a fee of every single sale that we make. Every time I sell like a $499 library membership for an entire year, it actually only becomes like $470 in my pocket. So what I list on my P&L is that I made $499. But one of my expenses up in the expenses part of my spreadsheet becomes those fees that then went to Kajabi, right? Because I need to be able to see exactly how much I made gross revenue wise against what I spent. And that includes fees. It might include credit card fees. If you've got a little bit of debt on a credit card and you've got a fee that comes to you every single month, that should go into your expenses piece of things. You started your apparel brand a few years ago with a vision, and maybe you've thought to yourself, I should be able to figure this out on my own, right? Or maybe you've been searching for a quick fix, like a new manufacturer, believing that's the missing piece. But what if the real problem isn't your manufacturer? What if the secret to scaling isn't doing more, but doing it differently? What if you could stop wasting money on the wrong things and avoid costly mistakes? What if you could gain insider knowledge and community support from a team that has over 70 years of combined experience working for the hugest brands on the planet? Introducing my masterclass, Secrets Behind Billion-Dollar Apparel Brands. This masterclass is for you if you're ready to stop feeling stuck, frustrated, and insecure. It's time to stop putting out fires and start building a profitable, fulfilling brand that can stand the test of time. Join me and learn the real talk, transparent mentorship that the industry doesn't offer. Discover how to create a brand that works for you, not the other way around. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com/secrets and sign up today. Every single thing that you spend money on, if you go buy new notebooks, if you go buy pens, if you buy books for work, whatever it is that your CPA and you agree that you can expense for your business should go into that expenses portion of your worksheet. Now, for example, my CPA has a totally different P&L worksheet. I don't know that I've ever seen people, I've never seen two that look exactly alike, right? Everybody's brains work a little bit differently. And so everybody's version of a template ends up being a little bit different. You need to build what's right for you. We're happy to give you a starting point, but eventually, the beauty of what we like to give you guys is that it's all customizable, right? You can go in, you can change the rows, you can change the columns, you can rejudge it, you can add new tabs, you can do however you want. My CPA likes to see things on different tabs based on category. So here's a tab for all of our marketing expenses. Here's a tab for all of our general expenses. Here's a tab for payroll. Here's then our tab for income. This is what we made at the Business of Apparel. This is what we made at Unmarked Street. And so we then separated it out that way. And that helps him to classify everything so that when he's filing my taxes at the end of the year, everything's already classified. It's already organized. That's what works for him. So there are so many different ways that you can cut this pie. But again, the gist of it, the very general gist of it, is that you just want to know what you're spending every month against what you're making every month so that you can understand if you are profiting. The goal, of course, is to bring in a little bit of a profit every single year and every single month, right? Yeah, year, month, week, day, you name it. We want to be bringing in a profit. So what you want to be seeing at the end of each month is at least a little bit of cash overage compared to what you spent. Now, I'm here to admit that as a small business owner, as a startup business, as someone who is, being scrappy, trying to really get the momentum moving, even in my business, there are definitely months where we spend more than we actually make. And that tends to happen when you're trying to get advertising working, when you're trying to get marketing working, when you're trying to make your first few hires so that you don't have to do everything inside your company anymore. There are always tipping points where it's good for you to know, how long can I manage this? How long can I maybe be in the red a little bit? Can I use a little bit of debt? A little bit of good debt. Can I put it on a credit card? Credit card debt, the way that you look at it, can either be good or it can be bad. It all comes down to mentality, I really, really believe, because it's money that I get to borrow. And yes, there is a fee that goes against it, but it's money that I get to borrow now to keep building the future of my company, right? So if we change our mentality around debt and what those kinds of things might be and how it will fuel the future of your company, when you look at your P&L, if you see numbers in the red, it doesn't have to be detrimental, right? You just have to have a plan for it. That's why I also really like to pair my P&L with my cash flow analysis worksheet, which is why I put both of them in our business planning class, because I want you to have both. These are the two spreadsheets that I am in all the time. I am constantly looking at what we're spending, what we're making, where can we make more sales, where can we cut down on expenses, what does our cash flow look like? Every single week, there is a cash flow that I go in and check to make sure that we got paid against the invoices that went out for us. We only spent what we were planning on spending, all of the different Kajabi and Stripe and whatever other kind of payments, Wix. I have payments through that. Anything that's coming in and that was expected to come in came in properly. So when you pair these two things together, you really get a clear picture of your brand and your business's financial situation. And you get to then plan further and further into the future, making sure that you never go into the red so badly that your you're defaulting on your checking account, that's something you don't want to do, or you're maxing out your credit cards, that's something you don't want to do. You can take it to the limit and you can put stuff on credit cards. Maxing them out is not a great idea, especially for your business credit score. So, get really familiar with your P&L, with your profit and loss statement. Pair it with a cash flow analysis worksheet because cash is king. And if you do those things, I guarantee you that you are going to have such a good handle on your finances. It makes it so much easier to budget, so much easier to make decisions for your brand and to know what to do. If you like this episode, please share it with somebody else who could probably benefit from it. And like I said before, if you're looking for more like nitty gritty advice like this, you want someone to come into your business, that person being me, by the way, I actually come into my board members' businesses. I help them. I'm doing Loom videos with them every single week. If they're asking questions, they're sending me their P&Ls, their cash flow analysis, their line planning worksheets, their SKU rationalization worksheets. I take the time to go through it line by line and help them figure out what's best for their unique brand. So there's a ton of one-on-one work happening in there. If you want less generic advice from something that I'm doing here on like Money Mondays, and you want me to really dive into those numbers with you, I really want you to come join the board. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com/join. Join the board today. It is less than $10 a day to come into this program for an entire year. I can't wait to see you in there. I will see you next Monday for more Money Mondays, and I'll see you on Thursday for the podcast. Have a good one.